Welcome back everyone to the complete Pineleaf. I have returned to Longhold where I am supposed to search various houses to find out if there is any money in which to purchase a house for the refugees. And since the gold belongs to the refugees, taking it so I could buy a house for them seems a reasonable deal here. So let's go into this house and find out if there's any. We have some ruffians, it looks like. So I don't know if there is any gold here or anything like that. But we obviously have brigands that are also searching for it. And we don't want them to have it because it certainly doesn't belong to them. Refugees of Longhold find themselves hungry in their makeshift camp. So bring these food items also with them. I suppose that's also fair. As I said, it belongs to the people of Langhold, and the people of Langhold are currently in their tents outside of Harwick. Alright. So I should be feeding them, not the ruffians. Alright, there you go. More food stuff. And, ooh, some savings. Well, I suppose that's a start. Anything upstairs? Or just more brigands? Nothing else up here. So let's now try another house. House number 2 seems to have more food stuff. Alright. I guess the brigands haven't quite made it. Well, someone must have made it here. What, they didn't care about the food or something? Well, if the brigands were here, they certainly left the money behind, which is rather strange for brigands, so perhaps they didn't make it in here yet. House number 3 apparently has a few brigands in it still. I guess they're rummaging through everything to see if they can find anything particularly valuable. Well, we'll have to stop them at that. And of course, make sure that we get all the food we can. At least the folk in Langfold aren't going to go hungry. Now, let's see, is there anything upstairs? Ooh. Apparently, if he came upstairs, he would have found a much better stuff. He stayed downstairs and didn't find anything. Let's get back to chilling. Not quite enough, but I could throw in some of my own coins in order to make up the difference, right? Yeah.
What brings you to these lands?
You found so much, Pineleaf? I can't believe all of this was left intact after the fire. I was near sick with worry once I knew we needed to send you back to Langhold for something that was unlikely to be there. Your courage and goodness never ceases to impress me, my friend. I believe we may have enough to purchase the house from Frithbirth. I will begin to look closely into the particulars of this arrangement. All right. And on top of that, I've also found this food.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Thank you for returning with the food you found while in Longhold. What little food we brought with us was sure to run out soon. Harding has been gracious enough to offer us his protection, but it is clear he cannot burden his people of this city with so many hungry mouths. This will help to sustain us while we get back onto our feet. All right, good. So what do we need to do next?
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Please, take this money to Frithworth Pineleaf and see if he will accept it as a payment to secure the family's manor. Oh, please see if he will let us stay and pay for the rest over time. The people of Longhold are honest and true of their word. The guards are still on the lookout for you, so do be careful in Harwick. I will speak with the Reeve, for Harding was a friend of my husband's. I will not rest until he has released his grudge against you. You have helped me so much, and I endeavor now to help you. All right. Well, then, let's go and pay for this. So it's down payment rather than a full payment. I suppose that was inevitable. Cheelin says that he accepts your offer and asked me to bring you this.
We must stand by while the minions of Orthunk spread their influence.
This is not half the price that I quoted to you. What's the meaning of this? She says that this is a down payment and that the rest will be paid over time. Fine, but I expect payment every month. I'll give Cheelin a year to make up the difference. But it is really a kindness on my part. Too kind. I begin to think that people take advantage of this. Here, take the keys before I change my mind. Alright, now that we have sent the down payment, it appears some rats have decided to take residence here over the time. I think we better clear these out. The last thing we need is to bring refugees into a rat-infested house. So let's take care of... Good grief. Really rat-infested. Plague-infested rats. Good grief. Whew. I'm very thankful that I checked this beforehand and that the refugees aren't going to have to worry about this. Better tell them to keep an eye out for any others when they do get in here. Oy. Well. I'm hoping that anything else that may be in here was caught by the spiders. Just hope that they're normal-sized spiders and not those Mirkwood-sized spiders. Just saying. Whew. Well then. It looks like it's all done. Had to clear out a few rats.
Our mission is dire.
Oh my, this manor is not in the condition that I was expecting, but it'll do fine, it'll do. With a little work. Yes, I know. At least you got hands in which to do the work. Now comes the part where they have to clean up the place and move all their stuff into it.
What brings you to these lands?
Pineleaf, I cannot express my thanks enough. Rats we can handle ourselves, and money we can earn in plenty, once we're settled. I will continue to seek an audience with Harding to clear his bad opinion of you. It is unjust that such a noble one could receive such hostile treatment from the Reeve of the Wold, after all that you did for us. No matter how Harding may behave, you have my thanks. I'll never forget your deeds. Alright, and... Alright, thank you. While Cheelin takes care of negotiating with Harding, let's see what this boy needs.
Stay and speak with me, please.
I may be small yet, but I'm as stout as any warrior here. My mother tells me so. If they had let me fight in Longhold, perhaps we could have saved it from the brigand traders. Well, now I will help defend the camp. Salamanders stalk around, and we scare them off. But then I recalled how Cheelin has trouble getting the fire started. Those salamanders have glands that let them spray fire from their mouths. I remember when I met you, Pineleaf, you were the only one brave enough to fight the salamanders on their own turf. Will you go collect glands and bring them directly to me? But can we keep it a secret that you gathered them? In other words, he's one's brave enough to commission someone to collect the glands for him. Enterprising boy. Well, it looks like that we have a supply of salamanders here at least. I see what he means. They do seem to be a little bit close. So we reduce the salamanders, get some fire starters, both all in one shot. I presume that this... Yeah, snuff out the flame. Yeah, kill salamanders. I know. What a shock that I would receive such a quest. Because that's exactly what they need, is someone to come and thin out the salamanders, help them to start the fires that they need for their camps, And by then, when all that runs out, they should be ready to move into their new house. And no longer have to worry about things. Right. Here you go. 3 down, 4 to go, plus several glands. Here you go, 1 set of salamander glands.
I am not supposed to speak with strangers.
Well, you spoke with me to give me the quest. Oh, these are perfect. I'm sure Chillin will be happy when she finds out I got these for her all by myself. Well, I mean with help, but mostly by myself. Yes, well, I commissioned you. You won't tell anyone, Pineleaf, will you? Soon I'll be big enough to fight salamanders on my own. Yes. Well, what do you say, Chillin? Not that I collected any salamanders or anything like that.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Let us end this nonsense now. I have had enough of Harding's mistrust of you, Pineleaf, when you should have given us so much. Come, I will insist that a council be called. Go to the mead hall, and I will meet you there. If Harding permits this council, the guard will see you in. It is time for us to set things right. Well, let's see if they let me in.
Alder Harding requests your presence, and you can only hope that he has heard of your diligent labours on behalf of Harwick.
Yes, I could only hope. Yes, sir?
We must turn to the offensive.
Ah, the hobbit of the hour. Please take a seat by my right side and join your friends at the table. I'm honored to welcome you to my council, Pineleaf. Well, I suppose that's progress? Oh, assuming I can get to the chair. Not exactly scaled for a hobbit. Oh. Okay, I guess standing up was not a good place to sit. All right, well, it actually put me into the chair. That's good.
We keep safe these lands.
All settled?
How long?
Good. Let's begin. I would like to begin by apologizing. Oh, good. I received our guest with an unjust suspicion at first. I believe that my unwillingness to spare kindness to strangers may keep the people at trouble, but our good guest has shown me that some good folk are worth trusting. With the compliments of the Rohirrim of Harwick, I extend an apology and welcome to Pineleaf. I would like to hear the things that are being said about you. I would like to speak my piece for Eve Harding. My dear Chillin, you may speak at any time. Please go on. I had the honor of meeting Pineleaf in Longhold at my husband's table. A perfect guest and a brave warrior. If not for Pineleaf, every one of us would be dead. My only wish is that my husband had heeded Pineleaf's warning sooner about... Never mind that. What's done is done. All I ask, Pineleaf, is that you bear no regret of the role that to fall. I will always be in your debt and your noble efforts. I and my children. Well said. Well. For your services to Longhold and Harwick, I name you Knight of the Wold. Please, Pineleaf, forgive my past behaviors and consider Harwick your home. This meeting is now adjourned. All right. There you go.
We must turn to the offensive.
I meant what I said, Pineleaf. I am truly sorry for the treatment of you when first we met. My behavior towards outsiders is always suspicious, and for that Harwick is safe. But I see that I close us all from good as well as evil. That's finally settled.
We must stand by while the minions of Orthunk spread their influence.
You've helped to make Harwick's surrounding territory safer for its people. For that you have my thanks. I think Harwick will be able to hold its own for now. All right? Okay, let's see.
I do not understand why we delay here.
Thank you for your efforts in assisting Harwick. I'm in your debt. If you wish to continue your efforts, you should head over to the outpost in Twickenburg, south of here, on the way to Floodwind. I have not heard from the men there in many days, and I worry that things go badly for them. Alright, I will head over there.
We must turn to the offensive.
I am truly sorry for my earlier distrust of you, Pineleaf. I have been scarred by many years on witnessing evils and cruelty in my lands, and protection of my folk has been the greatest task. I name you Knight of the Wold, and bid you welcome to my city, as I should have when we first met. Alright, and I need a setting of... let's try morale. There we go. And I suspect that that gray ring is for Wildemore or someplace like that, because I think I won't be able to go there until I'm level 80, and there's no way I'm going to go there before I'm a little bit higher than that. Whee! Hello, Bingo. Sorry, I had some trouble with the reeve. Have you found a horse you like yet?
These creatures look quite ferocious.
Yes, they look like they could take a bite out of this poor hobbit without even a second thought. I would be little more than a morsel to them, but this morsel would just as soon not be lunch, if you please. You do realize that horses eat things like grasses and grains and stuff like that? Are you quite certain I need to have a horse for this adventure? Well, what's just the gentlest mount?
Ah, you're here to purchase a fine horse for this fellow?
Yes, I have several horses that might serve your needs. Each one is fiery of temper and will gladly gallop about the fields with a speed that you've never seen. I don't think that's what he's looking for. Well, watch your hands around them. They might take a nip out of you if you're not careful. They're all princes, not of the merest, of course, but surely very near to the finest of breeds. Feel free to examine these noble steeds and let me know which of these suits your fancy. Well, one of them might suit my fancy. I have a feeling Bingo may have a different opinion on this. All right, let's see. All right. Yeah, Bingo looks nervously at his horse's high shoulders and shakes his head. He's afraid of falling off, I guess. How about this horse? Not too bad. This horse is quite beautiful, but Bingo stares at it distrustfully. Really? Well, what about this one? A nice grayish one. The horse is calm for his groomer, but Bingo looks nervous. Bingo, you're going to have some, right?
I will not ride any of these horses. I am sorry, and good day to you.
Yes, these great beasts are simply too scary for me to even think of riding. And if I did, how long before I fell from the saddle? What a distance that would be! Too far for this hobbit, I tell you truly. I will not ride any of these horses. Tell Cuthbald good day and give him my apologies, but there will simply be no sale today, or indeed any day. Not to this hobbit, at least. Apparently, Bingo is too scared to try one.
Ah, that will not do. No, that will not do at all.
No, if this fellow expects to travel through the kingdom, he will need a horse. I cannot allow the two of you to leave Harwick without a sufficient steed for Bingo. If I let you go unprepared, it will do much damage to my reputation as the finest horse trader in this part of the world, meaning the area near Harwick, but not as far north as Longhold or south to Earl's Hollow. Within these bounds, I am the very best and will remain so. You know something? I believe I may have one last chance to provide what your friend needs. Meet me to the west side of Harwick, near the crafting hall, and I will see what I can do. Alright, what crazy scheme has this horse trader had now? Does the horse trader have a suitable mount for bingo? We have to find that out in the next episode of The Complete Pine Leaf.